Welcome to this explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to do something super practical. We are going to transform that overwhelming alphabet soup of computer tech into actionable knowledge, all geared to radically boost your daily speed and efficiency. Honestly, just think of this as your personal translator and training manual, all rolled into one. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's dive right in by acknowledging a completely universal frustration. You know the feeling, right? You're looking at a spec sheet for a new laptop or maybe trying to troubleshoot your router, and suddenly you are just drowning in acronyms. It's like reading alien hieroglyphics. Or maybe you're at work and you suddenly realize exactly how much time you spend slowly dragging your mouse back and forth across the screen to perform the exact same actions day after day. It just feels slow, doesn't it? It feels like the machine is dictating your pace rather than the other way around.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. Decoding computer hardware acronyms. 2. The language of the web. 3. Software and emerging tech. 4. Essential time-saving shortcuts. And finally, number 5, pro-level keyboard tricks.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Decoding Computer Hardware Acronyms. We're looking at the physical matrix right in front of you.
You know, mastering these core terms really shifts you from being a passive user to an informed owner. Let's think of these parts like a team. Your CPU is your central processing unit. That's the brain doing all the heavy lifting. But while the CPU thinks, your RAM, random access memory, juggles your active, short-term tasks. Add in the GPU for rendering your complex graphics, and the ROM, read-only memory, for those permanent instructions needed just to wake the system up. Suddenly, reading those intimidating tech specs becomes a total breeze.
Now, when you're looking at storage, understanding the difference between older hard disk drives, HDDs, and solid-state drives, SSDs, is absolutely critical. If your computer is taking forever to boot up, well, it's likely relying on the physical spinning magnetic disks of an HDD. An SSD, on the other hand, has 0 moving parts. It is solid-state, meaning data transfers happen exponentially faster. Once you grasp this simple difference, you know exactly what to look for when you're ready to upgrade for speed.
Rounding out the hardware side, we have the externals you interact with literally every single day. That USB, the universal serial bus that we all probably try to plug in upside down on the first try, right? Then there's the invisible BIOS, the basic input-output system, waking everything up and making sure your hardware is actually talking to your software. And of course, the screen displaying it all is likely an LCD, a liquid crystal display, or maybe an LED, a light-emitting diode. See? Just like that, the physical machine is no longer a mystery.
Moving right along to Section 2, the language of the web. We're moving away from your desk and out into the internet.
We hear these terms thrown around a lot by IT departments when they talk about the true scale of connectivity. So, a LAN is a local area network. Think of this as the small, contained network in your house or your specific office building. A WAN, on the flip side, is a wide area network. This is the massive web that connects all those smaller networks across cities, countries, and the entire globe.
Let's take that a step further. By decoding these everyday internet acronyms, you actually take control of understanding exactly how your data travels. It's quite a journey. You pay your ISP, your internet service provider, to get online. Every device has an IP, an Internet Protocol address, which acts like a digital footprint. You might choose to protect that footprint with a VPN, a virtual private network. Then you type a URL, a uniform resource locator, into your browser. The DNS, the domain name system, acts just like a phone book to translate that URL so you can finally reach your destination on the www, the World Wide Web. Oh, and you probably did all of this wirelessly over Wi-Fi or wireless fidelity. Seeing it mapped out like this turns a really confusing web of jargon into a highly logical sequence. Section 3. Software and emerging tech. The programs we use and the future we are building.
These terms, they form the invisible architecture of your digital life. Your operating system, or OS, is essentially the grand conductor of everything happening on your computer. When you use your mouse to click a button instead of, typing out lines of code, you're interacting with the GUI, the graphical user interface. That GUI lets you seamlessly open a PDF document or browse a website built on HTML and secured by HTTPS. And right behind the scenes, APIs, application programming interfaces, allow completely different apps to talk to each other and pull data dynamically using SQL or structured query language.
And as we look beyond our current software and into the future, we immediately encounter AI. Artificial intelligence, alongside ML or machine learning, is rapidly reshaping exactly what our operating systems and software can do for us. We're moving away from basic, hard-programmed tasks and shifting towards systems that actually learn and adapt on the fly.
Similarly, terms like VR, virtual reality, and AR, augmented reality, represent this incredible, immersive future for computing interfaces. We are literally moving beyond the flat screens of the GUI and stepping entirely into digital environments. Okay, here's where things get really fun. Section 4. Essential time-saving shortcuts. It is time to unlock your superpowers.
These right here are your daily drivers for workflow speed. Let's be real, if you are still right-clicking to copy and paste, you are bleeding precious seconds every single time. Burning keystrokes like Ctrl+C to copy, Ctrl+V to paste, and Ctrl+X to cut into your muscle memory, that instantly accelerates your navigation. And of course, having Ctrl+Z to undo a mistake, Ctrl+Y to redo it, and Ctrl+A to select absolutely everything keeps your hands firmly planted on the keyboard exactly where they belong.
Check out these powerful Windows key combinations. They let you navigate your entire system without ever touching the mouse. Need to instantly hide what you're working on? Windows key plus D shows your desktop immediately. Stepping away for a quick coffee? Windows key plus L locks your computer in a blink. Looking for a specific file? Windows key plus E pops open the File Explorer. And honestly, perhaps the most used shortcut by pros everywhere, Alt plus Tab. That allows you to instantly hop back and forth between your active apps.
Picture this. You're working away. Step 1, you hit Ctrl+T to open a new tab quickly. Step 2, in your rush, you mistakenly hit Ctrl+W and close the completely wrong tab. Absolute disaster, right? Well, not anymore. Step 3 is your ultimate superpower. Pressing Ctrl+Shift+T resurrects that exact tab instantly. It's like magic. You can confidently close tabs knowing you have the ability to bring them back from the dead.
When you combine those tab tricks with your basic browser commands in Chrome, Edge, or Firefox, you are going to navigate the web at a pace your mouse could simply never match. Hit Ctrl+H for your history, Ctrl+J to check out your downloads, Ctrl+R to refresh a slow page, and my absolute favorite research tool, Ctrl+F to instantly find a specific word on a massive, overwhelming wall of text.
Now, for anyone spending hours upon hours in text editors, keeping your hands on the keyboard to trigger basic formatting like Ctrl+B, I, or U for bold, italic, and underline is a given. Rapidly hitting Ctrl+S to save, P to print, or N for a new document keeps your momentum completely uninterrupted. But the real game changers here are the teleporters. Instead of scrolling endlessly to get where you need to be, hitting Ctrl+Home or Ctrl+End instantly jumps you to the absolute start or the very end of your document.
We're in the home stretch now. Section 5, Pro-Level Keyboard Tricks, taking total command of your machine.
We all know this feeling, don't we? That sheer universal panic when an app freezes, the dreaded spinning wheel of doom appears, and it completely locks up your screen. The mouse won't move, clicking does absolutely nothing, you just feel completely helpless.
Well, when that freeze happens, here is your escape patch. Hit Ctrl+Shift+S to bypass the freeze and open Task Manager directly so you can just shut down the problem app. Or if you just want to force close an active window right then and there, Alt+F4 is your best friend. Beyond just troubleshooting, there are some incredible advanced tools to keep in your back pocket. Windows key plus I opens your settings instantly. Windows key plus Shift plus S opens the snipping tool so you can take a perfect screenshot. And my personal favorite of all time, Windows key plus V opens your entire clipboard history. Yes, that means you can paste things you copied hours ago.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today, from the core physical acronyms of your machine all the way to the keystrokes that put you in total, absolute control. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Armed with the true definitions of your hardware, the knowledge of how the web actually functions, and the keystrokes required to bypass that mouse entirely, what will you accomplish with all the time you're about to save? Keep practicing these tools, and I promise they will become second nature before you know it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.